Hello. Hi. Oh, man, I forgot how to start a podcast. Welcome, folks, to another glorious episode of Jeff Has Cool Friends. I am the titular Jeff, which means on the other end of the microphone, I have to have one heck of a cool friend. And boy, do I. This is actually one of my first friends when I moved to LA, an inherited friend who became just an absolutely amazing part of my life. I'm so excited to see all the amazing stuff he's done through. He is not just a very, very talented actor of stage and screen, he is also one of the most vicious and talented dodgeball players that I've ever met in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Wechsler.
Hey, everybody.
You were a beast at dodgeball. I was terrified by you.
Well, I have bad news. There's a lot of better players than me.
Sure. What was crazy to me is like me big, me big, me
Yeah,
big.
yeah.
Me not good at dodgeball. Me not throw
Oh,
fast.
yeah. No, I mean, no, look, nobody starts out good at the game. You got to like stick with it. And then, but like something I love about it is like anybody can get good at it. Like anybody, there's no like one body type that is most, or size or type that is most beneficial. Like it feels like one of the most equal opportunity sports, you know?
It definitely does seem that. Boy, are people surprised that this is what I'm opening with. But
No, yeah.
so
I'm surprised. And I,
here's the thing is because I met you when I moved out here
yeah,
almost exactly 13 years ago to the date of release of the show. And I had lived with our good friend, Laura Terry,
that's right.
and she was trying to acclimate me to LA. She was like a concierge of being to LA. She was just an incredible lifeline for me and just
And you knew it through school or something? What was it?
I actually knew her, yeah, in college. She went to college with one of my high school best friends, so I used to go visit them all the time, and she
Okay.
and I became really good friends. And so there's a whole thing where she kept telling me like anytime you want to move to LA, I think like you'd really thrive in this city, which was a lie, but it's fine.
Nobody
Um,
thrives here.
but she was like, just go ahead. And then in 2012, we got these messages in our teacher paychecks that said, anybody who wants to retire, we'll give you $5,000. I'm like, that's about the exact amount it would cost me to move to Los
Yeah.
Angeles. It's been cursed ever since. But she basically signed me up for dodgeball. And she was like, Nick will be there. You like him. It'll be fun. And I did. And it was good. And then I blew out my arm.
Oh, playing dodgeball. You blew out your arm.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know
shoot.
how to do it right. But hey, this is not about my dodgeball career or lack thereof. Also, I blew the dodgeball career out on the same weekend that one of my hometown friends won Money in the Bank in WWE, and the other one won a boxing Grand Prix in Monte Carlo.
Holy
And I remember that because I posted, I was like, one of my friends did this, the other one did this. I blew my arm out playing rec league dodgeball in West Hollywood.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but
Were you like boxing around that time?
I didn't have a gym yet. I didn't have a boxing gym. So
Okay.
I was in like a boxing stasis for the first probably year and a half that I moved out here. I wasn't able to fight.
So you used to box back at home.
Starting in 2000. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, nice.
So I've been boxing for 25 years.
Well, dude.
Uh, it's something. I think about that a lot. It ages me when I say that I've been fighting for a quarter century. But with
Yeah.
those stasis periods, again, not about me. Shared a photo with you and one of my friends from back home who was obsessed with the show Revenge
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, you know Jack." And then I said, "No, that's Nick." And she was like, "Yeah, but that's Jack." And I was like, "Actually, it's Nick. Jack doesn't exist."
Yeah.
And then she was like, "What's he like?"
Well,
And I
he's a
was like,
psychopath on the court.
"He's really good at dodgeball. I don't know what you want me to say. He's like really nice. He's a good dude. I like him a lot, and he's good at dodgeball. But like, I don't know what gossip you think I have about him. He hit me in the neck with a dodgeball, and it was awesome.
Wait,
Uh,
did I?
I took one. It wasn't like you aimed for it. It's just,
Wait, they made us go opposite each other?
yeah, they just divided the teams up all the time.
No, because like
It's
what
fine.
they often do is they let you play on the same team if you bring a friend.
That's how it started. But then as
Then
time
they
grew
wanted me
on, I
to kill
became
you.
acclimated into that crew. And then I just couldn't. It's fine. It was great. It was a great experience and I had a
Yeah, I
lot of
think
fun.
they tend to in the beginning, like when you're
Yeah.
just starting out, be like, yeah, be on the same team. And then after, if you keep coming week after week, then they're like, well, you don't get to always be on the same team. So then they
They're
break.
like, okay. It is funny. Since I've moved to LA, I've been in some weird not pseudo sports because it's sport leagues, but I'm also in a pinball league. And
Oh,
so it's just one of those things where everyone's just like, do you ever do like a normal thing?
where do you? Yeah, yeah, I know. It's all like hipster sports and.
It's
What do
yeah,
you?
it's all
What do
weird.
you? Because like even pickleball, even the name is like a hipster. It's the perfect hipster name for a sport. But so where do you do it? Is it that
I
bar in like where the is it like Silver Lake or some?
Okay, so there used to be one in Silver Lake that was that Button Mash that was there.
There was, but yeah, is that not
No,
there anymore?
the one I go to is called Ace Gogi. It's in Van Nuys. Dude, we'll have to go. I'll take you there. We'll get dinner
I'm
and
so bad.
we'll
I'm
play
so
pinball.
bad, but I've always loved pinball. But it's like bowling. I'm like, I love bowling. I'm bad at it.
I can show you how to get good at it.
Oh man, this is
Dude, you
just
ushered
this
me
when
in. Okay, all right. You ushered me into dodgeball. Let me take you to Ace Gogi. We'll get Korean barbecue. I'll cover it and I'll show you like some pinball tricks.
okay,
100%. I
okay,
will 100% do that.
deal.
Also, boy, this show's about you. It's so revenge. And so like you had two really up to that point, two very higher profile gigs, which was Roswell and Revenge, two that you were both nominated for Teen Choice Awards for.
Oh, I don't even remember. I don't
Um,
remember.
you were nominated for actor in a drama, and then that was for Revenge and for sidekick in Roswell.
Oh, okay, okay. I will say this. I do remember the revenge one because I remember the revenge people like the
Publicity team.
yeah, the publicity team like made me create because they wanted us to live tweet along with the
Oh, so you
episode.
had to create a Twitter
So they
account.
wanted me to create a Twitter, and I was like, guys, I don't wanna. And they were like, please. And I was like, you're gonna regret it. I'm gonna say weird that is not like,
Oh, we love it, Nick. We love it.
yeah. And then mostly so like I remember when I got nominated for the Teen Choice Award, I I threatened to kill myself if I didn't win. And
Oh
then when I
no. Oh no.
when I didn't win the Teen Choice Award, I tweeted, "Just remember, teens, this is all your fault."
Oh,
And a handful of teens were like, I don't know if they were teens, but just like, they were like, "No, you've got so much to live for." And I was like, "You don't understand. I hate paying full price for surfboards." So
God,
yeah,
that's good. That's so
I
good.
it's so I do remember that nomination because
Really, I had a meeting after that nomination.
actually everybody left me alone. It's probably because I didn't know how to tweet right, and I probably only tweeted like to the Teen Choice Awards or something. But like anyway, but
That's
yeah, no, I was
great.
more proud of. Look, honestly, I'd be more proud of that tweet than of any award I'd win.
I don't think that's fair.
Well,
I think because like here's the thing is like I know that like when you look like people there's this the joke is like well it's an honor just to be nominated and then they're like no it isn't but yes it is like you did work in such a way that so many people were watching you and seeing the quality of your work that they were like this guy might be one of the four best people doing this.
maybe. So I'll say this. I think, for the sake of argument, that Jack Porter was the perfect swoonable guy by design, not because of what I did. Like,
Can't
like
swoon over somebody who's not talented though.
watch me. I
Well,
mean,
actually,
like,
that's not true. I've known plenty of women that
I think a lot of people do, but whatever. I mean, who cares? I'll take it. I think it was very sweet when it happened.
you also got the 30-year-old girl that Jeff went to high school with award for outstanding hot guy that Jeff knows apparently.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's funny too because like watching, like knowing you from that and then really my favorite work of yours just because of how good you are in those specific situations aside from the project that I really saw and then texted you and I was like I need you to come on to my show so we can talk about this
Yeah,
which is Primitive War which we're going to get to.
yeah.
um you show up in shows, you share very small amounts of time and you do amazing things. And you are your character of Brad in Always Sunny is so great as like the kind of like bully or the guy who's now become a bully because he was bullied
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and like the ass you're the guy that gets stung by the hornets. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh God, that's such a good bit. They're just one of the best shows around, and they just you know I became friends with Glenn through my buddy through Sam Whitwer. You know Sam
Oh,
Whitwer.
Sam's great. Yeah.
Um, and they went to Juilliard together. So I and they would do my favorite thing, which like just they already had a you know habit of getting together and watching bad movies and making fun of them. And that is literally my favorite. I'll skip sex. I'll skip dodgeball. I'll skip like almost anything to do that. It's like my favorite thing to do ever. And I won't skip sex. Who am I kidding? But
Do it while you're having sex.
the good point. Yeah, yeah. I'll talk to Glenn and Sam.
Yeah, just be
Um,
like, guys, I got an idea.
I need. Yeah, yeah,
Hear me out.
yeah.
Hotel suite, three
We all.
beds. You went in a totally different direction I was going in, and I like your idea more.
Yeah. But yeah, so they were already doing that, and then I got invited. I was like, dude, I need to come do this. That's like was already my favorite thing to do, and then they let me join, and then I like just made Glenn laugh and stuff, and so it was through that he was like, I want to work with you eventually, and so like I'll say this, it is it remains one of my favorite things on my resume that I like got to be a part of that show because it is so good and so funny in a way that I don't find other comedies to be because like almost nothing does the like you know like dark or like almost
It's
nobody's
live
doing
action
the
South
dark.
Park with adults.
Yeah,
Like it's they get away with things that nobody should be able to get away with. It's very
yeah,
edgy.
yeah,
Also, and there's something that's very it's something that I don't think a lot of people, especially even comedic actors, don't appreciate is being the straight foil in something insanely funny and how valuable and good and fun it is to do that.
right,
Whereas,
yeah,
like, your character is essentially an ass who becomes sort of this the punchline of the episode, right?
yeah, yeah.
And that's so fun to be able to do that and to further along that process. I absolutely love that. I love what they did with that. You're in the reunion episodes as well.
No, got
One of
lucky
my
to yeah.
where you have the welts all over your face. Oh, so good.
It's so good. It's so good that they
They
did
know
that.
talent, man. They put Paul Walter Hauser on as a juggalo teenager.
I remember. So, yeah, I remember. I talked to Glenn about. I was like, dude, have you seen I Tanya? And I think at the time I can't remember. I think at the time he hadn't. And I was like, watch this clip of this guy Paul Walter Hauser, and I know he's a buddy of yours. I ran into you at a what was it, Lemonade? Uh,
That's right. And he
like
was,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was seeing him for the
yeah,
first
yeah.
time in a long time. Yeah.
Long time ago, long time ago. But anyway, and the funny thing is, I think I ran into him at an audition. I don't know why. Like, well, we couldn't have been auditioning for the same thing because he's like very well established. So I think we were just going out for. We were just in the same room, and it was like one of the first times. I think it might have been my first in-person audition post-COVID, and I saw him there, and then I was like, hey, I just want to say hello. First of all, I'm a fan of your work, but also, Jeff May is a buddy, and I think I met you through him once, and I think he was like he either
I
said to
hate that
me,
guy.
yeah, yeah, he said to me then or to someone else because I was like, I met you once. Like I think somebody else told me like, no, I met him and he says he remembers you or something. Maybe it was you. I can't remember. But somebody told me that he was like, no, I remember you. Blah blah. Blah. And I was like, there's no way you remember me.
He
Anyway,
would. He would.
humble, sweet dude. I love him. I'm rooting for him. He's insanely talented. But I was telling Glenn at the time, I was like, you got to watch this clip of him. It's the but I do scene. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The whole movie's so good.
Yeah, but he steals every moment
Yeah.
he's in. But there's
I mean,
that
they were
interview.
mad that he wasn't nominated for
Yeah,
Best Supporting Actor.
rightfully. And but him in those interviews where he's in the news interviews, those recreations, he's so. I mean, he's great throughout the movie. Like, but that those the news interview in particular, I was like, dude, he's genius. And I showed it to Glenn, and he was like, this guy was on our show, and he's like, he was so funny. He's like, we rarely use the outtakes of anyone who's not one of the core cast in our like bloopers, but he was so funny. We had to use him. This is sort of before, as you know, like
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah. No, he's a comedy guy. I knew him
Yeah.
as a doorman at Flappers Comedy Club.
Oh,
That's how I knew him. And like people were really shitty to the door people, and I never understood it. And I was always just like, I love this guy. Like he's so nice. Like he
yeah.
was just like nice and kind and like talent is everywhere here. Kindness, true kindness is very rare.
Hmm.
And I treasure it when I see it in LA because
Yeah.
it is in a way because this is a fishbowl where everybody's got to fight for their resources and so
Yeah.
there is that. But enough about Golden Globe winner Paul Walter Hauser. I want to talk about you. You showed up on that. You also were Blue Hawk, the racist Punisher in The Boys. It might be one of my favorite, and I know it's like I know you and everything like that, but even if I didn't, that character's the arc that existed that character was orbiting was so fun and funny and like clearly incidentally stating what sort of the Blue Lives Matter concept exists at. It's so good. And the finish to that part of the storyline is so satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was it like? Like, how did you, because that one specifically, because knowing you, like, did you play this off like straight as a comedy? Like, how were you getting into that specific role?
I mean, yeah, I think I played it straight as a comedy, but like, so I don't know. I mean, look, when I first got the audition, first of all, I'd auditioned for The Boys a bunch. Like, I think I even auditioned for Homelander, and if I didn't
Oh, yeah, I could have
audition,
seen that.
but honestly, I mean, no one can touch what he did,
He's great.
and I just was like, I remember reading it being like, this is great. I have no idea what to do with it. And it's a weird amorphous thing acting sometimes. You can't like I can't put my finger on sometimes like I can recognize this is great. I don't know. It's like seeing someone being like they are very attractive, but for some reason I'm not attracted, or something. It's like that, but like but it's different because I was very attracted to the project. I was like, "Oh, this is great writing." I just have no like I didn't know what to do with Homelander. So it's like and then you see
Anthony.
Anthony do it, and you're like, that's how you do it. He makes it sing. It's incredible. But
Yeah, that
and
like he literally plays the character like a pressure cooker
yeah,
in such a fascinating way.
yeah, like little, like even twitchy. Like it's, but anyway, he's doing brilliant work in that. But honestly, so is everyone. Everyone's great on the show. But I never knew what to do myself when I get these auditions, and so I just do like kind of try to play to my strengths, but it always felt, the industry never tells you no, you just are told no silently,
Yeah.
through
The
time.
passive no, yeah.
Yeah. And so I just kind of kept going, well, they're not going to cast me. Like this is like I guess they don't ever like what I'm doing, even though I, had one or two auditions that I was like, I thought that was pretty okay. Like I rarely like what I did, but here and there I was like, oh, that was funny. I thought, okay, all right, never mind. And then for Blue Hawk, it was the first time when I got material for that show, and I was like, I read through it a few times and was like, you know, it wasn't like clicking. And then I started just talking with an accent. But like once I started like talking like this, and like once I started like kind of doing like a generic East Coasty thing, I was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. And like the character just clicked into place. And then
Oh,
I shaved my for it except for my mustache, and I was like, like this guy sounds like this and looks like this, and the guy who sounds and looks like that and has these lines makes these choices. And so I just like it all clicked for me. And
oh,
once
that's
I
really cool.
did that, I was again and again, I was also thinking like, well, the good news is they're not going to cast me, so I can do whatever I want. And so I didn't feel any pressure because I already auditioned for them a bunch. I was like, they never seem to care. So, and it's not their fault. It's
But
just,
they always remember that, because like Sean Ashmore has a great story about it too,
oh, okay.
where he tried out for a role and they were like, no, but we got some.
Oh,
Like, and
nice.
like
Okay.
we'll get you.
Nice. I didn't know.
So
I
they
didn't know.
know, yeah, because he tried out to be the archer in the cult.
So did I.
You know, the guy who got that is
Yeah.
Langston Kerman. Langston, I knew him as a comedian in Boston before
Oh, shit.
either one of us moved out here. We were both teachers that were comedians in Boston, and he got
That's
that role.
amazing.
But they sat on Sean, and they were like, "We got the perfect, like a literal perfect role for Sean, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Superhero
But
story to
lamplighter or
make him
whatever.
a fire guy.
Yeah.
A guy who was Iceman is playing the
Yeah,
fire
yeah.
guy. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
So
it's
they
great.
know. So they probably saw your and they were like, and I hate to say it because it's such a Hollywood thing, but they put you in the back pocket.
I mean,
And
I hope so because it would be nice. But if like with Sean, did they tell him that they
I don't
like
remember. I'd have to listen to that old episode. It was on the other show.
because
Um,
yeah, because I wonder, because if they told him like, hey, we, not this, but we're gonna kind of keep you in our pocket, they never told me anything, and so
Probably not. They probably
yeah,
just that
yeah,
yeah,
they
it's
either
casting. They don't want, 'cause they don't want to fluff anybody up, but they're probably circling the name and like being like, we might. So
yeah,
like,
it just sucks because it'd be nice to know that stuff. I'm not on their case about it. I get it. They've got too much to sort through and stuff. So, and I don't mean in a bad way. They've just got too many tapes to watch and all this stuff. But as the person on the in this situation, it's hard to like subsist on no feedback.
you're like, I've been
Um,
nominated for Toon Teen Choice Awards.
yeah. If I don't get this role, I'll kill myself. But so yeah, man. Then I got that, and it was my favorite role I've ever done.
It's so fun. It is legitimately like, because I saw it show up and I was like, oh, nice. And then I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like it
Yeah,
was just this great sort of like, oh, it's so good to see you on here. And then, oh, this is great. This is real good. This is a
well,
real good storyline.
and I had like the time of my life working on it too because they just gave me they know what funny is and they trust their actors, and so even when they gave me a long leash, they didn't rein me in, and not that I was doing like anything crazy, but just like, like there was like improv-y moments that they were like, just they would tell me, come up and say great things after, and it ends up on the cutting room floor, a lot of it, but like they were just so supportive on set that it was really lovely to be a part of as well, besides just loving the writing and the character. So
One of the things that I like about you as being so versatile is that you find yourself in so many like extremely different projects. You are immune to being pigeonholed. And I think that's very interesting. That you just made a face.
yeah, yeah, I mean, I don't it's weird because I feel like I'm like pigeonholed, but I'll take it because if it doesn't seem that way to someone else, then I'm like, all right, cool, like
But think about it like this, right? So, Blue Hawk, the character, that is a blatant and hilarious satire character, right?
yeah, yeah.
Jack wasn't that.
Oh, for sure.
Or, like, and when you look at like things like, because I mean, you've been in, you were Kyle in Roswell, and that wasn't that. And, and it's like, and you were Brad in Always Sunny, and that wasn't that. But also, like, you were in This Is Us, not
Right.
what I'd classify as a hilarious satire. You are way more versatile than you're giving yourself credit for. So much so that the most recent project that you've been in that I saw really sort of does highlight that versatility of all the different that you get to do. And I genuinely love that both for and about you. So,
I
I mean, I know
appreciate that
you
very
could
much.
show up on a procedural, but like everybody does that,
Yeah, yeah,
like
no, look, I appreciate you. I mean, it's we all see ourselves how we see ourselves, and it's whether it's true or not, whether it's accurate or not. And for a long time, I was like, man, I'm only getting cast as like bullies and like jocks and like on Roswell and eventually he morphed into like a good guy, but it was like hired to be kind of a bully jock, and then like on other things I'd get cast as like a human trafficker like that. And
That's what they tell you when you move out here is they were like, you're gonna look a certain way and you better know what that is.
right,
Right.
yeah.
Like that show that's like written on the signs of Welcome to California.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean I feel like they did pigeonhole me for a long time. I was a bad guy. It messed with me a little bit because I felt like, oh, I guess if I'm attractive at all, I'm attractive in a way that makes people go, don't trust him, and like it's a misdirect or something. And so I was like, oh, that's weird. And then when I finally got cast on Revenge as a good guy, that was like the first time I felt like somebody looked at the way I looked and went, yeah, he could be a good guy. And I was like, thank you. Like, because I had slightly longer hair and this facial hair and light eyes, and I can't do anything about this stuff. And I just felt like people would see that and be like, you don't want to encounter him in the dark.
I call it three, there's three things I call it, and they're all pretty much the same thing, which is I have resting bully face, resting MAGA face, or resting cop face.
Yeah.
I
Well,
have that. I know it. I look like an ass, and I say this to people all the time. I'm like, I know I look like an ass. I'm not. And they're like, no, you're not an ass. I didn't say I'm an ass.
yeah.
No, I look like one. And they're like, but you don't. I'm like, you know me.
Yeah.
So you're not, you have to look at just the veneer of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And then finally they're like, all right, I could see it. And
Yeah.
that's,
I mean, yeah, just in terms of looks, yeah, you're an ass.
yeah, like I look like a prick. So I get it. Like in that, I'm a full on kindred spirit with you on that because, dude, I totally understand.
And dude, I played like so many cops. It's crazy.
You
Like,
played a cop in the Sarah Connor Chronicles
yes, good call.
pilot.
So exactly. So and that was directed by David Nutter. David Nutter directed I mean, he's directed everything. Now he's directed like Game of Thrones and he's a legend.
I don't know what that is.
But he directed the Roswell pilot and then another episode, I think. But he said like that was just an offer to be in that. It was like my first offer ever or something. And he was like, "Hey, I want you to come do this like, small role in the Sarah Connor Chronicles pilot." He's like, "You'd be playing like a deputy." And he was like, I got a kick out of the idea of casting you in that because you played the sheriff's son in Roswell. And so it was for him this like it was a reference. It was whatever. But
Why
so
not?
in Roswell, I play I think a young version of my dad in like a flashback episode or something. So I'm like a deputy in that. Then I played deputy in Sarah Connor Chronicles. Then Jack Porter becomes a cop at one point. Then I was on six episodes of Chicago PD.
Penny
Then
Rixton, baby.
yeah, right. Then I was on
You're on Dynasty. You're on Shades of Blue.
Shades of Blue as a cop again. Well, as a detective. It's like
All
um,
Rise. Deputy Pete Rachel.
yeah. And then Blue Hawk, where like a super cop basically. So yeah, dude, it's crazy. And then I like play FBI agents and shit too. I'm like, what the
Dude,
is happening?
you want to know something really funny? When I was student teaching, I was maybe 20, I wore a white shirt, black tie, black slacks, black like kind of rain trench coat. And one of the teachers, I looked like a baby, but I had like kind of a high and tight,
Yeah.
And one of the teachers stops me and she's like, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to ask you a question. Can I ask you a question? I said, yeah, yeah. And she goes, are you at the FBI? I
Wow.
was like, what? And she's just like, well, we've had a lot of bomb scares here recently. So we thought maybe you were like an undercover or
Oh
just
wow.
standard FBI agent that was here to suss that out. And I was like, we are in rural Maine. I can assure you the FBI doesn't even know you exist. I was like, I'm just a dude that looks like an asshole, I guess.
Yeah.
I was falsely accused of being a member of the FBI.
Yeah.
But yeah, resting cop face. I mean, it's nice to have a kindred spirit.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So just speaking to my insane range, I always play cops.
yeah, but you have insane range when you get to see it. It's just casting often goes off of what's surface. And
Yeah, it's hard to know sometimes
Yeah.
too. And I'm on no one's case about it. I get it, but it's hard to know sometimes. I don't know. I truly don't know where it comes from. If it's like I've never even asked my own team. Is it like, are you guys submitting me for
You
these
doing
things?
this, guys?
Yeah, yeah. Like, are you submitting me for these things more because because we have proof that I can do it, or are we getting called back mostly for these things? So I've never asked, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's like everybody goes kind of where they're getting the most attention. And if I'm getting attention for that, then it's like, all right, it can frustrate me a little bit only because I'm like, I don't want, I've got more that I want to do. And sometimes I feel like I don't have that much time left, guys. I'm not going to be, I'm going to be bald soon.
I
So just
I doubt
help
that.
me
I
out.
see a luscious mane on your head. Is that
Well,
all you? Is that all
it's
natural?
great. Yeah, yeah. But,
Nice. Look at you.
it's mostly pubes.
I get it. No, I mean I've done the
This
same.
point. Yeah.
It's funny because I wear a hat. Everyone assumes I'm very bald, and then I take my hat off and they're like, "What the f you got hair for?"
Yeah.
I'm
You're
like, "I
always
don't know,
wearing that
man.
bald hiding hat.
Just a hat guy. I just like
Oh.
hats. That's all." Speaking of things I like, did you know that I have producers on this show?
I heard.
Did you know that if you go on to patreon.com/Jeff May for a very affordable price, you can produce episodes of this show, among other things? And we're going to say a big shout out to a couple of names, and we might even talk about those names while we're here because some of them are prompts, which is fun. So first off, we got a new producer this month. So a big shout out to A Must Be the Millie. It's specifically to the tune of Ride With Me by Nelly. So
Yeah, it says in there.
it was what it was asked. And it's so A Must Be the Millie. Doesn't sound the same, does it?
No.
A big shout out to Call Me Sean or whatever. A big shout out to the Oatmeal Savage. Are you an oatmeal guy?
Me? Oh God, yeah.
Very,
Like mostly what I eat is
really?
overnight oats.
Overnight oats. What do you put in your overnight oats?
Some chia seeds, some powdered peanut butter, some
Powdered peanut butter.
cacao nibs. Why am I doing that? I want to break my teeth, I guess. And
Yeah,
then
you want to leave those in the fridge so you can just get a mouthful of broken chiclets, I guess.
yeah, yeah. And then I feel like something else, a little honey, a little, and then just like some
Yogurt.
low sugar almond milk.
I'm a when I do overnight oats, which has been a while, it was the oatmeal, the chia seeds, blue and straw, and perhaps raspberries,
Right, right.
a drizzling of natural peanut butter,
Yum.
a bit of the Greek yogurt, and then some honey. Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing Greek yogurt for a little bit, and then I was every time I had to be honest with myself. I didn't like it. I was like,
The
it's
honey does a
too,
lot of the heavy lifting on the Greek yogurt.
yeah, the honey really helps. Because the Greek yogurt, it sounds like such a great idea until it's in there. Because it just would do like a flavor thing. It would sour it basically.
It's work. Greek
Yeah,
yogurt can
yeah,
be work.
yeah.
If you can use it as a replacement for sour cream, you got to make sure you're doing the right kind of flavor
Dude, I
syncing.
would use it as a replacement in if for mayo in tuna salad.
I was having a
It's
conversation
great.
very specifically about that with a guy. He was
It's
like
great.
talking macros, and I was just like, "Hey, you know what? Actually, would also be good is just the mayo. Mayo's pretty fine for you.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for all intents and purposes, yeah, it's oil, but like you can get a pretty healthy version of mayo. And
Right.
also, like a lot of times when we do those diet replacement foods, we end up fulfilling the cracks with other things. It's sort of like how
Right.
when people drink diet soda instead of regular soda, they actually gain more weight.
Oh,
Um,
well, whoops.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Also, but if you like it, fucking do it. Like
Yeah.
if you like it, do it. Speaking of like it, do it. A big shout out to watch me use these prehensile nipples to pick up pennies off the floor. Someone paid me money to say that, and I love that about them.
I am proud of them.
A
Good for
big shout
you.
out to check out this month's Nerd with Dre and Jeff, where Dre, myself, and a special guest are going to talk about a very special character in comic books. Very excited about that, so stay tuned. Here's one that's going to tie into what we're going to be talking about next. A big shout out to those paleontologists are up to skullduggery.
I don't get it. Um,
Trisha Helfer,
nice.
I believe she was a paleontologist in that
Yeah.
film, right?
Yeah.
It's called paying attention and doing my due diligence, and also wanting to bring up Trisha Helfer. Who I didn't know was in the movie, and I saw at the Star Trek convention and didn't bring it up.
Oh, wow.
because also we had not spoken because I am afraid of attractive women,
Getting
which is fair. I think everybody should be, right?
yeah, she's also tall and attractive. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm taller. I'm not that scared of
you're
her.
taller than me. Are you taller than her?
Oh, yeah, by like 6 inches.
Okay,
She's
okay.
5'10". I'm 6'4".
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. All right.
So,
Well,
like, I mean, I get it, but also, like, but also you get it,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, so we got that going for us. Let's see, what else do we have here? Sorry, I was actually trying to find some information while I was saying that. So apologize if I figure that out. But blah, 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 blah. Just making sure that was there. Yes, it seems okay. All right. I just wanted to make sure I got the right one. Okay. Shout out to blacktulipmassage.com. Any of you are in Central Massachusetts, I absolutely endorse that. I need to go and get one myself from her. Dan Hackroyd, a big shout out to Norm from Cheers. Bobby Opulent, Porcelain Jesus, which is, I wonder, is that a toilet reference?
Yeah, I
Like
can't.
praying to porcelain Jesus or something?
Yeah, yeah. It's like the porcelain god,
Yeah,
porcelain,
which I'm
like
down.
the son of the toilet.
Or maybe
Yeah,
it's just a large porcelain Jesus. We don't know, but we know
yeah.
he gives me money every month, and we love that about them. Shout out to David Knifeboot Hinson, Leving Malloy. Shout out to The Construct Rituals by Ravages of the Scourge. It's metal about necromancers. What kind of music do you, what's your like go-to music?
It's mostly metal about necromancers.
Oh, well, have you checked out The Construct Rituals by Ravages of the Scourge?
I'll have to. It sounds like
Sounds like
no.
you have to check out.
I like tons. I like tons of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm all over the
What's the
place.
last thing you listened to?
I mean, been all over the latest FKA Twigs, the latest Fever Ray, what was the thing I was listening to last? Oh my God, a friend of mine and I went to see. Oh my God, hold on, I gotta look this up because it's
Yeah, you
driving
look that
me
up.
ape shit.
Looking up
Um,
who a friend of him went to go see. Well, I'm going to say a big shout out to The Treatment, a podcast about stories with Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas.
Ethel Kane, Ethel Kane,
Ooh, how was that?
amazing,
You know what?
amazing.
You know what show I saw at the bowl and I was very excited for? Or I wasn't, I was like kind of excited to go, but I was very excited while I was there. John Fogerty.
Oh,
Unbelievable show.
so what? Which remind me of some of the stuff they've done because I know
Creedence
it's a
Clearwater
legend.
Revival.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
the guy from Creedence. And then when he was John Fogerty, he did like center field, put me in, coach. I'm ready. He's like the voice of Americana from the
Right,
70s.
right. Okay, okay, okay.
So, Fortunate Son and like that.
Duh, duh. Of course,
Yeah.
that's in the movie.
Yes. Yes, it is. That's why I brought it
Or at
up, you
least
see.
in the trailer. I can't remember if it's in the movie. I think it is in the movie, but it's in
I
the
think it
trailer.
has to be. If a movie takes place in Vietnam and you don't play Fortunate Son, you actually have to pay a tax.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did all his Creedence stuff too because he had just gotten the rights back to the music. So the first time he'd
Okay.
been doing Creedence stuff forever. But I digress. I just restarted a Pandora station for soul coughing.
I
Just
used
be
to love them.
Yeah, well, I was like, you know what I haven't heard in a while? Soul coughing, and also the stuff that's kind of like soul coughing. So like
I don't
just
know the stuff
decided to
that's kind of like them.
it's like a lot of like it was like stereo MCs would drop in and like it's Pandora so they go modern and classic but there's
Yeah,
like a lot of like they'll be like porno for pyros and
yeah.
Jane's Addiction and it's a lot of like 90s alt rock
Yeah. Did you ever
but it's a
listen
little more
to
off to the what's
Mike
that?
Doty? Mike Doty's like first out. What is it, Skittish or something? I can't
Is that
remember.
the one with I
Um,
Hear the Bells? I like
no,
that one a lot.
it's so his first. So I remember like I went and saw him at the Troubadour, and he sold CDs in a white paper sleeve out of his like backpack at the edge of the stage. And yeah, I was just I was a big fan of that first album. He's skittish,
I
yeah,
love that.
skittish.
I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I
dude.
think he's great.
He's phenomenal.
Yeah. You know who else is phenomenal?
Me.
You, and also Burrito, my best friend, the producer, as
Oh.
well as Aldo Vargas is adding Jeff Has Cool Friends producer to his resume. Do it. I will lie to every employer and say how good you are as a producer. Do it. Shout out to that scene in Lost City where Brad Pitt dies. A big shout out to Sweet Keel. A big shout out to, I'm going to start calling Yoda Old Grogu just to see what happens. Shout out to Funky J Mousely comes out at night. Mousely.
Nice.
Anytime I can do an aliens reference, I'm going to be very. And finally, a big shout out to the enchanted, wandering, unpierced left nipple that only goes up to 11. Cider served at room temperature with just a pinch of cinnamon. A lot of nipple talk in the producers here.
Yeah, I have no idea what's happening right now, but it's great. I love that these people are making you say all of this.
It's a good example of how affordably I will debase myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Where if you're just like, I want this guy to say the dumbest minimum twice a month. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? You'll be surprised how affordable that is.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you want me to say silly, stupid bullshit, head on over to patreon.com/Jeff May, where you can not only get that, but get early access to uncensored episodes with bonus content, exclusive podcasts, cards in the mail, and more. I open cards on camera. It's so fun.
Oh, that's cool though. I love
It's
that.
cool.
I get sucked into unboxing and
Oh,
whatever
do you?
thing.
What have you watched?
Not a ton, but like every now and then it'll be like this person won this or like got this fancy Pokemon card, and even though I don't give a I
Dangerous.
but yeah, boy, the algorithm works because I don't give a but apparently I do, I guess, or something. It's more like you know like because I don't care about Pokemon, I don't care about that stuff, but like it's more like luck
Mystery
porn.
stuff. And yeah.
It's like luck porn. It's like just seeing somebody go like, "Holy I got," and being I can't even verify how rare that thing is, but I'm trusting that it
Dude,
must be.
I pulled a 1 of 1 superfractor of Rogue out of a X-Men box last week.
Holy,
Yeah. I also pulled a 1 of 1 dual autograph card of Plum Clementif and Karen Gillan. You know who else does great unboxings is our cool friend Lainey Labens, who's been a
oh,
guest.
that's right. Yeah,
Well.
yeah,
And of course, and she wrangles you, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she's a good wrangler. She's
I
great.
love it. I love
She's
it.
a delight. I absolutely adore her and her
Yeah.
little cat Trinket, who when I recorded the podcast with her, I recorded at her apartment, and Trinket got in my bag and was like playing in my bag, and I was like, "This is the
Awesome.
cutest damn thing I've ever seen in my life."
And you didn't know till you got to Canada.
Yeah, and then I was like, "It's my cat now."
Yeah.
Um, hey, speaking of primitive war,
Uh-huh.
I'm the king of segues here. This
Yeah.
segue brought to you by
Speaking of
Segways.
segues,
Segue. Primitive War, I saw at the Glendale AMC at Americana at Brand,
yeah.
primarily because every closer screening to me was sold out,
Really?
except for front row seats.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
no thanks.
Yeah. Were there? I didn't even know if there were other closed screenings, but
Universal,
right.
and I believe one of the 3 AMC Burbanks had it as well,
Okay.
which
Okay.
is it was a Fathom event. So
Yeah.
it was a no A list. You got to buy your actual ticket to this movie, and I did, and it was worth every penny to see that movie. It was so fun, unique, a elevated way to make, I don't know how to say it because like this is going to sound insulting, but it's not meant to be insulting. It's like, what if you could make the absolute best version of like a sci-fi original movie concept
Yeah.
and make it a really good movie? And that's what I got with that movie. Like it was really, really fun. The effects were great. The acting was great. I was not shocked because it's a movie with movie stars in it. But like I haven't seen a lot of good dinosaur movies in my life. I've seen one, Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And this might be the second best dinosaur movie I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're hearing. Yeah, look, the reception's been lovely, and for a little movie that like only got on 600 something screens and had like one showing a day, I think, at least in the theaters that I was looking up at the time, um, which were just local. It it's gotten some great like interest and great feedback. So look, I think Luke Spark deserves and his producing team and stuff just deserve a lot of credit because they just took a big swing, took a big risk
Oh,
on
the
this thing.
credits. When you see the
I
name
know
Spark so much, you're like, she's what's this guy doing?
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they just yeah, I mean even part like when fans are writing him being like when the is this coming out in this part of the world, he's having to write these messages being like please be patient like I
Yeah. We're working
it's
on it.
yeah, it's a super indie thing and we're working on it and it's like we're trying to make sure that like we get a deal that's fair but also like reward the people who believed in us to begin with because like most people didn't actually maybe I'm misinterpreting that part of it but I think basically he's saying like the industry didn't know what to make of it when we were shopping it around in the beginning but
Yeah.
then once it was out there and they're seeing the like online reactions and and they're seeing the reviews and stuff it's like
Yeah, it's
there
got
was a market for this.
86% on Fandango, 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes, which is not a great metric truly for how the quality of a movie, but that's still above 50%. Like
Yeah.
it's it's cool, man. Where'd you guys film that?
We filmed it in Gold Coast of Australia.
That's where you were last time I asked you to do the show, and you're like, I'm in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't tell you why, but so that's what you were filming, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It was
that's cool.
fucking it's like they got so much value out of like production value out of shooting there because it's like it's there's such a massive variety of environments within like an hour, hour and a half, or 40, like sometimes it's just like a 40-minute drive this way. It's like rainforest, like that. So it's just we just had like so it just makes it look like we were everywhere, but it was like all
Yeah.
really close to where they put us up.
Was that and I understand that movie making is hard. I've
Yeah.
seen Tropic Thunder. Um, was that a difficult shoot? Because it kind of looks like it looks like it was an uncomfortable shoot to make
It
great
wasn't.
art. No, really?
No, no.
Oh, that's awesome.
The most uncomfortable I was in my imagination because I had been over prepared for how large and dangerous the insects and like
It's Australia. Yeah, we've seen the
yeah,
meme. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, oh, I don't want to be like lying in tall grass or like climbing through bush and stuff and not and like get these bugs climbing on me and I never did. Everything was fine. But I was like panicking the whole time, like, poisoning myself with bug spray and but then, and the Australians would just laugh at me. But I'd be like, I was thinking like, well, I'll have the last laugh and I'll be the one who didn't get bit. And then in the end, they have the last laugh. I was just freaking out over nothing.
And I
So
got epidermal toxosis.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, no, man, it was really lovely. I mean, look, there's some discomfort, like it's raining and you're in the,
Yeah, because your
what
character is kind of almost like a tunnel rat, right? Like
yeah, I
because
mean,
you're like a red bandana kind of like. Was the red bandana your choice, by the way, or was that
it's actually
or like it's not a bandana?
it's
It's
not red. No, it
oh,
is
is it?
a bandana, but it's not red. But yeah, but it's like camouflage.
For some
But
reason, I just remember it looking red. Maybe I'm just insane. Maybe I saw a different movie. Maybe I just watched Rambo.
yeah, I think it's like probably a I must have seen it somewhere, but they let us pick our look.
Okay,
And
cool.
and it's probably like Deer Hunter or something. It's probably
Oh yeah,
Platoon or something where I was like, but I just was like, can I have a bandana? Like I want a head wrap thing. And yeah, and Luke just like basically let us do whatever. Like that's the thing that I don't know, the feedback we get a lot is like this cast and these like performances are great and the you know they're not giant stars and And it's like, man, this squad was really believable as a squad and whatever. And it's like, yeah, well, Luke did this thing that like almost nobody does, which is just cast people he likes. He didn't go like, well, the role is described as being this, and he's supposed to be, my character's supposed to be like a bushy bearded, red-headed hick.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't go like, well, they have to fit this description. He wasn't rigid about that. He just went, I like this actor. I'm going to put him in there
Good, yeah.
and they'll just find their way. And he said when he hired me, he's like, because I was like, look, I'm not gonna be able to do on short notice because it was a pretty quick turnaround. I'm not gonna be able to do like an accent convincingly.
You don't have time to
And
prep for it, right?
yeah, I have like days. It was like I got hired and then they're like, we need you to leave, like come here real soon. And I was like, oh, I can't do that on days notice, like do a convincing Southern accent. So I was like, are you open to me not doing that? And he was like, don't worry about it. I will, I'm happy to mold the role to you rather than have you mold to it. And and
What
I'm
a
like,
recipe for success.
I think so because it's like I remember one or two of the other actors being a little nervous, like they weren't getting some like feedback or something from like much feedback from Luke. And I was like, first of all, I think he'd tell you if he needed something else. And
Mhm.
secondly, I can tell you as someone who's watching your work, you're doing great work. Like you don't even, I think a lot of it is just you have a native quality that you can't help but have. And you have a character within you that is so rich because it's your entire life's lived experience that you're drawing from, that you trying to play a character where there's just some thin details on the page, you trying to come up with some characterization based on that would not be as rich in detail, would not be as. And I was like, you guys are doing work that is so good, but it's invisible to you. But it's from the outside, you're crushing it. So
Yeah,
I
the
think that,
payoff is so much more than you realize, right?
yeah, yeah.
Now,
And
well, it's just really interesting because the release is very limited currently, right? Because it's sort of like it's almost sort of like finishing up a tour of the
yeah, well,
indie
yeah,
sort of market, and I very much suggest, because as of recording, it is still in limited theaters. If Primitive War, if you're listening to this, if Primitive War is nearby you, it is worth the time and effort and small amount of money to go and enjoy this thing in a cinema. I'm sure it'll be great on streaming too, but like the cinematic experience, the dinosaurs looked great. Like for seeing how it was, and it's not a one man crew on this, but to see how many times the same name came up on there, I am blown away by the effects, by the acting, by the editing, by the directing. And I know we have a limited amount of time and I do have to wind down. And so I do want to say that everybody, please go see Primitive War, access it however you can. Now, Nick, we can access you on the social media at,
yes,
I believe, I underscore am underscore officially underscore Nick underscore Wechsler, Wechsler. Where else can we find you on the internet? We're threatening to kill yourself on Twitter
yeah, yeah, yeah. Still, I mean, but threatening to kill myself on Twitter for different reasons now.
because it's
It's
Twitter. Yeah.
because it's Twitter now. Well, yeah, I love that we still call it Twitter.
Come. It's the
Yeah,
only
well,
thing I'll dead name.
there you go.
What are there, we have any other projects we want people to know about real quick before we kick them out of here? Although patrons stick around, I'm going to do a quick little bonus feature for them.
Yeah, I did a couple episodes of High Potential, the Caitlin Olsen show that's about to launch
Great.
season two. I'm in
Awesome.
the first two episodes of it of season two, and I had it was a great reminder that not every job is hard, and so it was a really good time.
Man, I like that. I will also say that when I Googled you, the
Yeah.
last thing I go before I tell people where to go was there's a TikTok of you shirtless to What a Man
Oh, damn it! Now I'm
from
gonna
like three
come.
years ago. It just says What a Man. I'll send it to you. But I did find that when I was Googling, because I do my research like, a professional. Saw that and was just like, God, that's pretty funny. Guys, if you want to hear more from me, if you are listening to this for free, thank you so much. I'd love you. I'd love you the tiniest bit more if you head on over to patreon.com/Jeff May, where you can get early access to uncensored episodes of shows like this with bonus content, plus exclusive shows like the monthly flow and early access to Nerd. You can get cards. There's all sorts of stuff you can produce the show. I do Tom and Jeff Watch Batman on Gamefully Unemployed, all the stuff I do with Adam Todd Brown on the You Don't Even Like Podcast Network. And you can find me at Hey There Jeffro 2, the number 2. Also, Nick, you are the only person when I followed you that texted me and was like, I think somebody might be impersonating you. And then
really?
Nope, they accused me of being a prostitute. And so
Wow.
they canceled my account for soliciting sex.
Well, you shouldn't.
I did not do.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Nick, say goodbye to the freeloaders.
Bye, losers.
No, they're good. They're nice.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Patrons, stick around. Hey, everyone. Our artwork is created by Justin T. Brown, who can be found at Artness by Justin Brown on Instagram, as well as artnessbyjustinbrown.com. That dope music you heard is by Troy Nababon, available at Troy Nababon on Instagram, as well as at troynababon.com. Nababon is spelled Nababan, and boy,